Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel and the continuation of our wonder that is the SmackDown review series. SmackDown is still a very weak show, but they try. And it's on Fox, so everybody cheers. Anyway, non-title match, SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair versus Aaliyah. They don't actually have a match. Flair and Aaliyah didn't get together as there's a good pull-apart brawl between Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair ahead of their premium event match on Sunday. Flair gets in the ring. She makes fun of Long Island and the fans. Flair claims she didn't lose last week. Instead, she found herself screwed over and blames Drew Gulak. Promises to force Rousey to quit on Sunday. Flair turned her attention to Aaliyah. She called Aaliyah Ronda and gets in her face. Flair then attacks her and beats her down, and then hits her, and Ronda runs in, makes the save. Back in the ring, Ronda goes for an armbar, but Flair rocks her with a boot to the face. They continued the brawl. They managed to separate them. Fans are chanting, "Let them fight," and everybody is excited. Shayna Baszler with Natalya defeats Sasha Banks with Naomi. Banks and Baszler have a decent match. Banks looks like she's back into whatever they have her doing. They recap the Sasha and Naomi, Baszler and Natalya feud. Um, Naomi has her arm wrapped up because of last week's attack. Banks has an early advantage and attacked Baszler's arm. Baszler breaks free. He kicks her in the face and then goes for an armbar. Banks fights back and hits Baszler with a close near fall. We go to the break after Banks regains a little bit of control. Natalya causes a distraction. Head scissors attempt out of the corner, but Baszler counters into a side slam for a near fall. Back from the break, Baszler then charges at Banks. She moves. Banks goes on the apron, rolls backwards into the ring, catches Baszler with a bulldog, jumps to her feet and catches Natalya with a tilt-a-whirl head scissors. From the ring to the floor, Banks and Baszler tried pinfall attempts, trying to finish each other off. Finish comes when Baszler rolls up Banks and holds onto the ropes with Natalya's help for the win. After the match, Baszler and Natalya jumped Banks and Naomi. Baszler then goes to stomp on Banks' arm, but Naomi made the save. Banks and Naomi recovers and clear the ring. They recapped the Drew McIntyre and RK Bro versus Roman Reigns and Usos angle there. Happy Corbin comes out for the Happy Talk segment there. This segment is short. Corbin discusses Madcap Moss and the upcoming match on Sunday. I can't believe anyone would care about this. Moss makes his way to the ring and made a bunch of jokes in Corbin's face, and that's that. Then we go to Gunther with Ludwig Kaiser defeating Drew Gulak 203. Squash match, Gunther destroys Gulak and dominates the match. They recapped the audition of Gulak to be an announcer. Gunther goes after the arm. Gulak reverses. Gunther then chops Gulak so hard that he hit the mat. He rocks Gulak with a boot to the face. And in the back, Megan interviews Nakamura. He promises to gain revenge on Reigns and the Usos. Sami Zayn is hiding behind a truck, listening to the interview. Back from the break, Baxton interviews Drew McIntyre. She notes that the Bloodline's been talking a lot of trash. McIntyre's not worried and praised RK Bro. Then we go to McIntyre calling the team with Randy Orton and Riddle RK McBro. He wants to give the fan the sneak peek at Sunday. Later, Tables match, Sheamus and Ridge Holland defeat the New Day. 12:31, New Day and Sheamus and Holland have a good enough tables match, although why do we need a tables match just for the sake of tables? And then, anyway, Holland and Sheamus pulled Kingston out. Woods then caught Sheamus with a crossbody out of nowhere. New Day grabs the table and knocks down Sheamus. New Day tries to give Holland a double suplex through the table. Sheamus moves. Sheamus then sets up the table at ringside and goes for a power bomb. Kingston is after that, but Woods then makes the save. Sheamus tries to give Woods white noise through the table. That doesn't pay off. Kingston then knocks Sheamus off the table or off the apron. He almost landed on the table. Kingston then hits a huge crossbody off the corner into Sheamus, and they both crash into the barricade. Back from the break, Sheamus gives Woods 10 shots, and then Kingston comes back into the ring. Kingston fights with the SOS on Holland. He sends Sheamus to the apron and hits the shots there. Woods runs up and nails Holland with a heel kick. He then sets up the table in the ring, but Holland catches him with a headbutt. Woods then regains control, puts Holland on the table, climbs to the top rope, but Sheamus cuts him off. Woods then appears to injure his leg. On the landing, Kingston recovers and goes nuts on Sheamus. At ringside, Kingston then caught Sheamus with Trouble in Paradise and puts him on the announce table. Woods then climbs the top rope as Kingston held down Sheamus. Butch emerges from underneath the ring. He attacks Kingston and helps his teammates after the match. Butch attacks Woods till Holland and Sheamus pulled him off. Caleb Braxton interviews Paul Heyman in front of Reigns' locker room. She then says that basically McIntyre wants to kick the head off the head of the table. Heyman avoided the question and assumed Braxton's trying to flirt. Sami Zayn approaches Paul Heyman, claiming to be a confidant of the Bloodline. He tells Heyman about Nakamura wanting to take on Reigns. Zayn promises to take care of Nakamura for Reigns. Heyman told Zayn and that Reigns respects him. They still didn't seem to trust or like each other. Back from the break, Zayn enters Adam Pearce's office. Zayn requests a match with Nakamura for next week. Pearce did basically says the match can happen right now. Lacey Evans segment. Evans continues to discuss her life story. She notes that her father overdosed right before her WWE tryout, before her first match on NXT. Another relative attempted suicide. She had her first match in front of her daughter before going to the hospital. Evans added that it's her time now, and she promised to win the women's championship. The fans are happy with this. Samantha Irvin was standing in the ring. She notes that Evans' story made her emotional. Irvin then introduced Evans to the live fans to a good reaction. Irvin tells the fans that Evans wants to show her respect while coming across heelish. Regardless, fans fought. Evans then walked out and waved and left. Then we go to Sami Zayn defeating Shinsuke Nakamura, 9-14. Match probably goes too long. Match finish is horrible. Zayn yells at McCaffrey for dancing to Nakamura's stupid song. Then Zayn has an early advantage until Nakamura responds with a knee, follows up with a German suplex, goes to the Kinshasa, but Zayn hits a Michinoku driver, near fall. Then back in the break, Zayn is in control, chinlock, Nakamura breaks free, but Zayn hits a forearm off the middle rope for near fall. Nakamura then comes back with a series of kicks, and then he follows up with a knee off the middle turnbuckle for another near fall. Fans are chanting half and half for both Zayn and Nakamura. Zayn and Nakamura trade shots, middle of the ring. Nakamura locked down the armbar. Zayn rolled him up for near fall. Nakamura then sets up the Kinshasa, but Zayn rolled out of the ring. McCaffrey then set Zayn running away. It seems to be his new thing now. Nakamura and Zayn fight outside the ring. Zayn recovers and hits a kick against the barricade and wins by countout. Anyway, they run down the WrestleMania Backlash card, which I can't imagine anyone really cares about. Then there's a confrontation between Drew McIntyre and RK Bro and Roman Reigns and the Usos. McIntyre and RK Bro acknowledge me mocking Reigns. They brawl with the Usos to end SmackDown. Back from the break, Drew makes his entrance. He gets a pop. They basically are referring to them as Arcade McBro. Riddle wants them to acknowledge a few things first. Riddle acknowledges that he's Orton's best friend. They acknowledge Orton acknowledged that he still has McIntyre's handprint on his chest when he beat him for the title. They acknowledge McIntyre acknowledged that he won the title back. They acknowledged Riddle acknowledged that Orton has the best legs in WWE, and they do more of this. The Bloodline had heard enough. Reigns, the Usos, and Paul Heyman make their entrance. Both face off in the middle of the ring. Brawl breaks out. Heels are about to beat down McIntyre and Riddle. And Orton hits an RKO on the Usos. McIntyre hits Claymore kick on Reigns. McIntyre and RK Bro watched Reigns, and then the Usos wave off. Next week, Women's Tag Team Championship, Sasha and Naomi defend against Baszler and Natalya. If that's supposed to make me tune in, I think they failed. Anyway, we'll be back with more right after this.